goal, why it is important and why you should think about your goal right now. Okay, this is Anthony Robbins, my number one peak performance coach in my life. I'm blessed and I'm also happy. I'm also completely, lucky to be motivated and inspired by him and trained by him. And he said setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into visible. So that means whatever you're thinking of achieving it in your life that's invisible, and bring them that to reality is the visible things. That means you can see it, you can have it in front of you. So that is only possible. You give the picture of what your goal is. So that's what Anthony Robbins says. Setting goal is the first step in turning the invisible into visible. That's very, very important. This is where Tom Landry, another motivational guru, he said, setting a goal is not the main thing. So Anthony Robbins said setting goal is everything, right? But he says, no, 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 there is something beyond that. Setting a goal is not the main thing. It is deciding how you will go about achieving it and staying with that plan. That's important. So that means one, you have set the goal, and that is important. Okay, deciding what to do, deciding what you want to achieve is important, but having a plan to do it and staying with that plan, going towards that plan, is more important than setting the goal itself, according to Tom Landry. Tom Landry said this very thing. But often, unfortunately, I have seen people at your age probably, and also people are older than you. It's not just not having a clear goal. They don't have a goal. I call them as a tragedy. All right. According to Benjamin Mays, he says the actual tragedy in people's life is, all right, it's not that they doesn't lie, not reaching your goal. Okay, the tragedy of life doesn't lie. It's not in reaching your goal. The tragedy lies in having no goal to achieve. So that is what earlier I asked you to put down your three important goals. I just wanted to gauge, see what extent you have thought about your goal. Okay, so remember, the tragedy is not that you're not achieving your goal. The tragedy is that you don't have a goal to achieve. That is going to be very, very sad indeed. So you got to be very focused, knowing right now what you want to get in your life. Because according to Brian Tracy, again, another number one motivational guru, he said all successful people are big dreamers. Not only are having a small goal, but they have a big goal. He says all successful people, they are the big dreamers. They imagine what their future could be. So they have got the goal. That's what during the exercise earlier, I asked you to imagine about it. So they imagine what their future could be. Ideal in every respect. All right. And then they work every day towards their distant vision, that goal or purpose. So that means if you're a big achiever, you already think about it, your future, and you work towards it. All right. Why the goals are very, very important. Okay. Why I asked you to write down your three important goals just now. I must share with you the powerful theory behind it. This happened in 1979 in a Harvard University MBA class, Masters in Business Administration class. This happened there, right? And on Friday, the professor who conducting lectures like me, all right, he went into the class, MBA students. Remember, MBA students are all gung-ho. They wanted to achieve success in their life. So he asked them, okay, how many of you have a clearly defined written goals about your future? I repeat, his question is that how many of you have a clearly defined, so that means you know what you want to have, and written goal, that means you have written about it. So he asked them casually these questions, and he got three types of responses. He got three types of responses. 3% of the people, 3% of the people, only 3% of the people, they said they have got clearly defined and written goals. Okay, that's number one. Then he talked about 13% of the people, 13% of the people, and they said they have thought about some goals, but they have not defined it completely and they didn't write it. So that is 13% of the goal. So that means 13 plus 6, 16. 84% of the people, they says, well, they never really thought about it. All right. So remember, 3% of the people, they have got clearly defined and written goals. Okay. 16% of the people, all right. Sorry, 13% of the people, they have got somehow thought about it, but didn't write about it. And 84% of the people, they said they never really thought about the future and the goal. Okay, done. 1979. 1989, all right, he met them for an alumni gathering. Everybody come back, now they are start working and all the thing. So he was very curious about the achievement. He was very curious about the achievement. And this is the key, all right, to your success. So what you found out was like this. Remember that people, all right, that the 13% of the people, they thought about their goals. So he accumulate their wealth, how much they have earned and what they have. And this 13% of the people, all right, they have earned twice as much as the 84% of the people who never thought about their future. I repeat, the 13% of the people who thought about their goal but never wrote about it, yeah, they thought about their goal, they were earning twice as much compared to 84% of the people. Let's say the 84% of the people, they are earning about, all in, they have earned about 10 million, and these 13% have earned 20 million. So that's about it. The 13% earn 20 million compared to the 84% who earn 10 million. So that's about it. But the millions are just a number that I'm giving you as an illustration. But the point is that they earn twice as much as the 84%. But our interest is about the 3% of the people that have a clearly defined and written goal. Remember about that? Okay, now that's the key. That 3% of the people, they have earned 10 times more, 10 times more, that 13% plus 84% of the people combined together. So that means that 3% earn 10 times more compared to 97% of the fellow students in that class in 1979. So that is the power of having a goal. That is the power of defining a goal. And that is the power of writing it down clearly, as specific as possible. Okay, that is as specific as possible. You do that today, and that goal will become reality in one day. So this is a true story. You can Google out the goal setting, right? Aspect in Harvard Business School. You will find out the full story there. But the key is, having a goal is alone not enough, but you have to believe in it, you have to write it down, and you have to execute the plan. So that is why earlier I asked you to write down your 3 goals. Okay, so if you haven't figured out your 3 goals, you're not in danger, but you won't be as successful as someone who has figured out what are the goals and clearly what they want to achieve in their life, and also they have a game plan towards that. I hope this story inspires you, true story, all right? And that you can use it as a guide to define your goal. There are hundreds and millions of resources available on YouTube and internet for you to go, how to set goals. Go ahead and learn from it and set your goals for that. So remember, this is the thing. People with clear written goals accomplish far more in shorter period of time than people without them could ever imagine. Imagine, Brian Tracy again said that. I repeat the same thing. People with clear written goals, as I mentioned earlier in a Harvard case study, accomplish far more in shorter period of time than people without them could ever imagine. That is the summary of the Harvard case study that I mentioned, right? So if your dreams are not scare you, they are not, they are too small. So go ahead. Somebody asked me what kind of dream. I said, dream big. Okay. Dreams are free. Dream big. Set your, what do you call, huge, challenging goals. Huge goal. You are capable of achieving whatever you are planning to achieve. So if you think that your goals are okay, they don't scare you, remember they are not big enough. Okay, go ahead and set a huge goal. Nothing is impossible, people. Remember, yeah, the word impossible. See carefully. It says that I am possible. All right. So set your goals, big goals, because it is possible by yourself. Okay. I am possible. But the most important thing is that you must have a plan for your goal. Otherwise, it's just merely a dream. When you have a plan, then your dream becomes reality. Otherwise, it's just a dream. Okay. So goal must with a plan. And most importantly, you must have a deadline. By when you're going to achieve that, by when you have to achieve that. And only with that, you are going to achieve your life missions, because Zig Ziglar again says a goal properly set is halfway reached. That means if you know your goal clearly defined, that means you know exactly what to do in your life to do that. The most important thing here is you must believe in yourself. You must believe in yourself. That is the number one aspect. When you believe in yourself, you already taken the first step towards your success, because believing in you, right, already take you halfway through your goal there. When you started to believe in you, you're already halfway through towards your goal. That is the key. When you have all these things, have a plan, then execute the plan with a discipline. Have a plan and execute the plan with a discipline, because your discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment, according to Jim Rohn. Very important. I really wish all of you, okay, a clear mind of setting a goal, okay, clearly define what you want to have in your life and what you want to achieve in your life, and have a discipline. And all the very best in achieving your goals. Love to see you at the top.